think after 30 years, I'd be smart enough to not kind of sub like we subbed. I think I hurt our momentum. But we went into the game, we went into these two games with one thing that we needed to do, and that's nobody's kind of raised their head above anyone else. As you saw tonight, Kerr and Jace maybe played as well as some of our veterans. And so when nobody does that, you're giving everybody a chance. But I was disappointed. I was disappointed in our bigs being able to guard somebody. I thought Jackson Kohler was pretty good other than guarding a little bit, but I thought him and Cohen Carr were real good. Our best lineup was when I had the three small guards and the smaller Cohen Carr and Jackson Kohler. So who knows? They went real small too. We had the 17-point lead early, and then we're just subbing. We had a thing. We wanted to see different lineups. We wanted to see guys playing against different people. We did what we wanted to do, and I'm sure that hurt us a little bit. But you got to give a little credit to them too. I honestly was really happy for Mikael Bingham. I've known him since he was probably 5 years old, and he played really well. And he went through a tough time last year, and give that coach a lot of credit. He didn't let him play, and remind me of Morris Peterson and kids. He looked like a real player tonight, and so I guess holding people accountable works once in a while. So I'm really happy for him. I was disappointed. I'm happy for our guards, both Jeremy and Trey. Between the two, they have 17 assists and 2 turnovers, and nobody made any shots. We had 16 offensive boards. That's a lot, and we should have, or 18. But the kickouts, we just missed wide open threes. And so that's going to happen, and now it goes for real. So we got a lot done. We got a lot of tape to watch. We got a lot to figure out. Got a lot of bodies. We got a lot of moving parts. And there might be lineup changes. So don't be surprised if guys are going to play well. It's not the best players. It's who plays the best. So it's pretty simple. And I think I've done a poor job holding my own guys accountable. And so it'll be interesting to see what the next 4 or 5 days are like. Maybe we'll have a quarterback controversy. It'll be fun. Questions?
Tom, I'm wondering about, you mentioned the small lineup with Carr and Kohler. I mean, how much of that do you feel like was matchup dependent, or is that something you could do against?
No, I think we could do it, but it was matchup dependent. I thought Booker could guard a couple of those guys, and he went around them. And the guy that really struggled tonight, as you know, he broke his nose again. He gets his head in the wrong places. Cooper, more than anybody I've ever seen. A poor kid. I feel sorry for him, but tomorrow he goes up where they go up and crank it around again or something. But I don't know if that's why, but he's kind of hold your nose, it hurts, huh? Yeah. Have you had it done? It does hurt, I guess. But he wasn't himself, and I think Trey was a little sick, but Trey played pretty well. We just went by lineup tonight, but it went also because the other guys weren't playing very well.
How much when the shots were struggling early, how much did it help just getting out and running? Obviously, we saw Cohen in the open floor, and then Jace had a 3 that kind of kicked that off, but just the athleticism out there.
Yeah, I think we're bigger, we're more athletic. I think our running game can be good. I mean, we had 30 fast break points. I thought that was good. The biggest one is all those great offensive rebounds and kickouts, and those are the threes that should fall. So hard to complain about missed shots. I'm more worried about some of those big guys not rebounding. Book had 2. Let's see, Coop had 2. Frankie Fiddler had none. So it looks like he led us in scoring, but long way to go before he's going to help us win games.
Tom. Wondering if this season you'd be open to the idea of an Izzo mental toughness scale, where we can get an idea of where the players are as far as facing adversity and where they need to be. We can check in with you from time to time.
Yeah,
maybe in grade or
you
something.
should call me after tomorrow's practice. I'll give you a good view of that, because tomorrow should be fun. Because coaches aren't real happy, and so we'll see mental toughness and physical toughness.
Okay, we'll check in on that.
That'd be good.
Jace looks so comfortable, Jaden did not. What do you have to do to get him going, man?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I think Jaden's got to get Jaden going. I mean, we came off wanting to get him shots, and he's putting the ball on the floor and taking it in there and not going anywhere, you know. So, I mean, I think he wants to prove to the world that he's a passer, and I need him to prove to the world that he's a shooter. So, you know, we'll talk to him about it. But ironically, yesterday he might have had his best practice in a month, and really practiced well. Did play pretty good defense most of the time, but offensively, not running the lane like he should. And, you know, Jace goes in there and gets shots because he's just running. You know, he's got to run. And so we'll see. You know, it's hard to evaluate everything until I look at the film. So tonight I'll look at a lot of the film and kind of see. But they created some problems. We created some problems for ourselves with our rotations. And, you know, there were times we looked really good, and there were times I thought we looked really bad.
You've praised Cohen and Jackson for a little while here. I'm curious, like, when you see them go out there and seize the opportunity and play well, how much does that excite you as a coach to see them kind of capitalize on those opportunities?
Well, it excites me a lot as a coach when I see them, but it depresses me a lot as a coach when I see some other guys that I think should be there, you know. And so we'll see, you know, like, as we know, we can't call people out in public anymore, but, you know, we can praise the ones that did well and the other ones. But, you know, guys gotta play better in effort-related things. Run your lane, guard your person, get some rebounds. You know, guys, we missed some wide open shots tonight. I got no problem. And Cohen even missed the dunk because I don't know, he was too high up, I think. But he did make some incredible plays, and there were some incredible passes to him. So there was things we were going to build on, but we got to have some guys play better, and they've got to play better on a more consistent basis.
Tom, right here. You touched on it, I guess, a little bit in some of your answers. I'm just wondering, maybe this is better after the film, but how do you sort of evaluate just like the grit factor, or where that was tonight? How important will that be for this team moving forward, do you think?
I think it'll be very important. I wouldn't have graded the grit or mental toughness or physical toughness. If we want to grade it, I wouldn't grade it very high. How would you grade it? I mean, what you saw is the same thing I saw, you know, moments. I mean, Cohen Carr, I'd grade that at A+. I thought he went in there and just scrapped, got every loose rebound, got every loose ball. And some guys got a D-, you know. And listen, all you want to do is do the things you can do effort-wise. The other things, the missed shots, you know, they'll come. I ain't worried about that. But the guarding somebody, rebounding the ball. I mean, we still out-rebounded them by a ton, but we should out-rebound them by more than we did. And I like their team. I think I think he'll compete, especially if Bingham can play like that. He played very well. We actually did a pretty good job on Erickson. He's 2 for 11, 1 for 6. You watch him on film, the kid's a hell of a player. Really is a good player. He reminds me of the Smith kid from Purdue. I mean, he's got a little, you know, stuff to his game, and he can really shoot it. And good player.
Tom, how much are you curious to see what this team looks like when it's really stressed? Like, you know, Kansas might do down the road, or like how Jaden responds to that in terms of needing him to be something.
Well, I need him to be stressed next Monday. I don't need him to be stressed at Kansas. Remember, now we're the team that lost the opener last year. So Kansas is like Annie M. You know, that thing's floating around. I don't even see that thing. I have no interest in Kansas. I have an interest in playing Monday night, and I don't know. That'd be a good question to ask them. But you You got to play with more grit. You're all asking about grit, and I think that's a pretty good evaluation on your part. And yet there were times we went in there and knocked balls loose, got rebounds, just kicked it out, missed shots. That can get depressing. And like I said, don't forget, blame me for some of it. We went in knowing what we wanted to do. We had 4 different lineups we wanted to really look at, playing with each other. And that's hard to do. And we did it, but I think, we paid some of the price too. It's not all their fault. I get blamed for some of that too, and should, but I did what I wanted to do. I mean, they're exhibition games for a reason. You're trying to see how guys respond, how guys react, who steps up. I think there were some real positive things tonight. It's just that the negative things bother you more.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah, I got one more. Tom, aside from the Ducks, Cohen had a drive that he wouldn't have made last year.
Yeah.
And the energy he had, how did that come to be? It seems like now he's just going out and playing.
Well, I think Lorenzo Guest did a great job when him in the weight room. He was always strong, but he really had a hell of a summer in there. I just think he's accepted the fact that I'm not a great shooter, and I can do it other ways. I can run the lanes, I can hit the offensive boards. He's putting the ball on the floor a lot better, going around people. He's become a better passer. Cohen's been fun to coach because he's going, he's a high energy guy. Not only is he a high flyer, but he's a high energy guy. And now with added strength in that, I think he's playing more aggressively. And that's been encouraging, and that's been that way for a month and a half, to be honest with you. So, you can read into a lot of things, guys, and always my disappointment because I wear it right on my sleeve. And but I will close it by saying we haven't been shooting the ball great, but some of our best shooters have been Trey Holloway. He didn't shoot very well tonight. Xavier didn't shoot very well tonight. Those guys have been really good shooters for us, and they make a couple of those. Frankie didn't really take many, he got 7 shots up, but he passed up a couple of shots to drive it, and it is what he does. He gets fouled, and that's good for us. But I thought he passed up. Jaden Akins gave him a hell of a pass one time. He just passed it up, and I don't want that to happen either. I want my shooters to shoot the ball when they got it. So we'll look at our break. I think we'll look at our defense and be a little disappointed, but now it's for real. So I didn't mean to blow off that question, but I don't think right now anybody's looking by anybody or worried about any other games because nobody knows who has what. I'll start looking at film on them. They might have 9 transfers in, who knows. So it could help them, it could hurt them, But I just got to worry about us playing the way we can play. I don't need anything extra. I need Jaden to play like the kind of player Jaden is. I really do. And the same with Frankie, same with Book. Book's been a lot better. Practice. He's played better. Some overseas, he was pretty good. Tonight he just existed, I thought, and I need him to be a star. He still has 10 points existing, which is pretty good. But the other things gotta get better. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.